Greetings, esteemed bakers. Join us as we delve into the enticing realm of our latest creation, Cookie Champion, crafted by Louis and Stefan Maltz. In this game, 2 to 5 players will immerse themselves in a thrilling baking competition, showcasing their culinary prowess with a team of talented bakers. Get ready for an engaging gameplay experience spread across through 4 delicious rounds, each comprising of the following 4 phases. Welcome to Phase 1, the preparation phase. It's a bit of a choreography. Some items get a refill while others gracefully exit the stage. If there are still ingredients in the lower display, remove each tile with a red arrow under it. Add them to the ingredient discard pile. Then, if there are any ingredients left in the upper display, shift them down as far as possible. Then replenish all the empty ingredient spaces from the ingredient bag. Now onto the recipes. Sweep away those tiles with the red arrow underneath, making space for a fresh batch. Shift the remaining recipes to the right and fill those empty spaces from right to left with new tiles from the recipe bag. The recipe tiles you removed are placed in the recipe discard pile. And fear not if the ingredients or recipe bag is looking a bit empty. Fill it back up with the previously discarded tiles and give it a good mix. Now let's dive into Phase 2, select staff. It's time to select the staff. In the first round, you will only have 4 starter cards from your player color to begin with, but from the second round on, players will have more cards and will simultaneously take their unused staff cards into their hand and select 4 to use this round. Place those 4 cards that you have selected in the second space under your player board face down. Don't have enough or any cards left in your unused card pile? No worries. First, collect the remaining unused cards if there are any. You must use these cards this round. Then take the used staff card deck into your hand. These now become your unused staff deck. Select enough cards until you have 4. Place the remainder of the unused cards in the unused staff spot under your player board. Now, let's add a dash of excitement with the 2 new staff members. The start player deals cards to each baking tray. The number of cards should be equal to the number of players plus 2. Once both trays have the same number of cards, tray 1 goes to the start player and tray 2 goes to the player on their right. It's time for some card drafting. Each player selects 1 card and passes the tray along with the remaining face-down cards in the indicated direction on the cookie tray. All players will end up taking 1 card from each tray. The leftover cards from the trays take a prominent spot face up in the higher staff location on the game board. Now all players should have 6 cards in their hand. So it's time to say goodbye to 1 card. Select 1 of the cards and remove it face down from the game. The result? A streamlined, power-packed hand of 5 cards ready to bake. On to Phase 3, perform actions. Get ready for a baking frenzy that begins with the start player and unfolds in clockwise order. With a tempting array of 9 main actions, it's decision time. Choose wisely. Keep an eye out for those chef hats and cooking utensils. They are your cues for what actions the master bakers and assistants can perform. A chef hat signals that only a master baker can take the associated action, while cooking utensils designate actions for an assistant sporting their signature small hats. If both symbols make an appearance, either type of staff can take that action. Once you've performed the main action, you may now complete the bonus action shown on the bottom half of the card. If you are unsure of what a bonus action symbol means, there is a reference page in the rulebook. You can never perform bonus actions before taking the main action. You can, however, choose not to perform the main action and just perform the bonus action. Or use the main action but choose not to perform the bonus action. Now, let's dive into those 9 main actions, the heart and soul of your baking adventure. Get ready to make your moves and craft the perfect recipe for success. Action number 1, take recipes. Employ the expertise of either an assistant or master baker card to acquire 1 to 2 recipes, paying the cost indicated above the tile. Position the acquired recipes in the designated spaces above your player board. You can never have more than 3 recipes here, but you can discard owned recipes at any time. Should 3 or more recipes spaces on the main board be vacant after you take this action, shift the remaining tiles to the right and introduce new recipes following the standard procedure observed during the preparation phase. Action number 2, acquire ingredients. Enlist help from your trusty assistant, selecting a single ingredient tile from the display. Paying the cost as indicated, place the chosen tile to the right of your player board. The cost of the ingredients depends on the number of tiles remaining in the row, with a full row commanding the highest price. The good news? There's no cap on the number of ingredient tiles you can have, so feel free to stock up over time. Action number 3, buy goods. Pull your assistant card to acquire a vital baking necessity: flour, sugar, or butter. Adjacent to each column, the price is determined by the number of spaces the marker can advance. For instance, advancing the flour marker by 4 spaces requires a payment of 9 coins. It's important to note that your possession of a particular good cannot surpass the available spaces on your player board. Keep the essentials in check with this strategic purchasing action. Action number 4, bake. Utilize the expertise of a master baker or an assistant to bake up to 2 recipes positioned above your player board. Complete the action by paying the necessary goods and discarding the used ingredient tiles. Any surplus ingredients on the tokens that remain unused unfortunately go to waste. Once baked, flip the recipes over and place them on the cooling rack for a delightful finish. Note, recipes adorned with a chef hat can only be baked by a master baker. Additionally, if you bake 2 cookie platters, you may divide raw ingredients from the ingredient tiles to both cookie platters. For example, if a tile has chocolate on one side and eggs on the other, you could split that between your 2 recipes. If you see 2 eggs on one side, this can also be split between the 2 recipes. Action number 5, decorate. Now, when it comes to elevating your creations to a masterpiece, only the skilled hands of a master baker can take on this task. During this action, only a master baker has the ability to decorate up to 2 cookie platters on your cooling trays. Enhance the aesthetic appeal by using an available ingredient tile with a topping. Flip it over and add it to the cooling tray, remembering that each platter can only have 1 topping. Keep in mind that this step is optional. The choice to decorate your cookies is entirely up to you. Unlike the ingredient tiles, toppings cannot be divided for use in 2 recipes. It's all about adding that perfect finishing touch before the cookies are sent out. Action number 6, deliver. Enlist help from either your trusty assistant or a skilled master baker to showcase or sell up to 2 cookie platters. Opt for selling by positioning the toppings, if any, to the left of your player board in top to bottom order, strategically increasing your income in the future income phases. Following this, discard the cookie platter to the recipe discard pile and reap the rewards. Gain 5 coins for each prestige point next to the cookie platter. Remember, no points are gained when selling. Alternatively, choose to present your masterpiece by placing one of your ownership markers on the cookie platter and setting it down on a table of your choosing. Should your tile be covering a bonus, seize that bonus immediately. If you have a question about a bonus, they are each explained in the rulebook. If your cookie matches a table bonus, claim the indicated reward on the bonus tile. For a comprehensive understanding of each bonus tile, once again refer to the rulebook. If the presented cookie platter was decorated with a topping, position the topping tile to the left of the player board, mirroring the process you'd follow when selling. Note, for each service space with your ownership marker adjacent to this table, you have the opportunity to pay 3 coins once per delivery and gain an additional prestige point. Action number 7, hire. Take advantage of the Master Baker's expertise to expand your team. Select a staff card from the display, pay the associated costs, and add the chosen card into your hand. Are you ready to use your new recruit? You'll have a chance to play this card at the start of your next turn. Optionally, consider recruiting from the staff cards positioned beneath the game board. And the best part, it comes at no extra cost. However, you must meet the specified requirements outlined on the staff card. Keep in mind that there is a limit of 1 card with an asterisk for each player. If you take one of these cards, place your player marker in the designated spot. Your team has received a valuable addition. Congratulations. Action number 8, give notice. Enlist the help of your reliable assistant or skilled master baker to handle staffing changes with finesse. Provide notice by choosing any staff card from your inventory and removing it from the game. The good news, you'll receive 4 coins for bidding farewell to an assistant and 6 coins for parting ways with a master baker. You must maintain a minimum of 4 staff cards in your inventory to ensure a well-rounded team. Here's the neat twist. Even if the card you played happens to be the one that you are giving notice to, you can still carry out the bonus action as usual. It's a staffing move that still gives you the benefits. Action number 9, place service staff/host. Place either a service staff or host with the assistance of your trusted assistant or master baker. Place your ownership marker on an available service post, then fulfill the required payment as indicated on that spot. The points accrued here will contribute to your end-game score. Keep an eye out for any placement bonuses. Claim them on the spot for an instant boost. Now, in a lively 4 or 5 player game, no player can occupy both spaces. However, in a more intimate 2 to 3 player setting, only one of the 2 spaces can be claimed. The other must remain free. Alternatively, if hosting is your forte, simply place your ownership marker on an unoccupied host space on the game board and pay the cost listed there. Special bonus tiles. Discover the allure of special bonus tiles situated on the main game board. Once you've successfully met the conditions outlined on the tile, immediately place one of your ownership markers on the most valuable space. Dive into the rulebook for a detailed description of each captivating bonus tile. Now, when the hands are empty and the cards are played, it's time to transition to the next phase. Phase 4, gain income. Enjoy the basic income of 5 coins. But wait, there's more. If you've added decoration tiles to the left side of your player board, gain the additional bonus income from each tile in order from top to bottom. These bonuses are cumulative, meaning that you will add each bonus together in addition to your basic income. Also, gain an extra 2 coins for each host you've placed on that yellow table. If you haven't finished playing the 4th round yet, hand that start player marker to the next player in clockwise order. Remove any remaining staffing cards in the higher staff section display on the game board. They're taking their final bow and exiting the game. Now, let the next round unfold with the start of phase 1, preparation. On the flip side, if you've already savored the delights of the 4th round, it's time to savor the moment as the game concludes with the grand finale of final scoring. It's the height of your culinary journey, where every move and decision comes to fruition. Final scoring. Capitalize on your unsold cookies still chilling in the cooling rack by selling them and reaping the rewards. A satisfying 5 coins for every listed point. Now it's time to count up those points. Gain 1 point for every 10 coins in your possession. Save any remaining coins. They might just come in handy in the event of a tie. Next, it's showtime for the presentation tables. Secure the top spot by having the most cookie platters on each table, unlocking the highest point value. If you're in second place, gain the lower reward. In the case of a tie for the lead, the player with the platter closest to the green bonus tile snags the coveted first place points. Note, in a 2-player game, second place does not receive any points. Next up, the hosts take center stage. For each host that you've placed, gain points equal to the number of players who've deployed at least one service staff member. Imagine the possibilities. You have 3 hosts and 2 opponents have each played 1 service staff. That means a sweet 6 points for you. Now, let's tally up those prestige points on each cookie platter with your ownership markers on them. Service posts, host spaces, and special bonus tiles. The player with the most points earns the esteemed title of Cookie Champion. In the event of a tie, turn your attention to your coin stash. The player with the most coins left emerges victorious. And that's the recipe for victory in Cookie Champion. If you have any lingering questions, drop a comment and remember to consult the rulebook for that extra dash of clarity. Happy baking from Eagle-Gryphon Games.